Let's go. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you're at in the world. My name is Alexander Zastapol, and my purpose is to bring out the strength in others so they can take full control of their life and gain all rights to their existence. And this is.
My name is Mariam Isa Al Ali Zastifel. My purpose is to go ahead and help others embrace their authentic self to serve a bigger purpose. So everything I do in my life, from the minute I wake up in the morning to the minute I go to sleep at night, is in service of something bigger than who I am.
Yes, and we are talking about 10xing your relationships, blowing up your relationships, having better relationships. Like, this is so important for the fact that relationships are either going to build your empire or destroy your empire, as our mentor would say. So we're going to be going over 5 ways to really 10x your relationships. And the reason we can talk about 10x, by the way, is because we're Grant Cardone licensees, so we can share 10x content as Grant Cardone licensees with you.
Absolutely, Alex. So let's go ahead and take it. So what's the number? What's number 1?
Let's go straight to number 1. So relationships are going to determine what your future looks like. And what I mean by this is you've probably heard the saying, you are the 5 people you hang around with most. So if you're around a whole bunch of people that are either losers themselves, they don't really want to have the big goals like you, they're not a disruptor. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with them specifically, but it really does matter who you surround yourself with. Right. Like, who is around in your circle, like who are you rubbing shoulders with? I know Miriam and myself, we choose to rub shoulders with the right people. People like Brandon Dawson, people like Grant Cardone, people like Elena Cardone, people like Dave Robarts, right? Like, we rub shoulders with the right people that are doing really, really, really big things and impacting every aspect of their life. And also rubbing shoulders with people that choose to have 10x relationships themselves.
Absolutely.
I don't want to be around people that I don't mind being around people, right? But very, very close people, if I want to take relationship advice, I want them to be good in that area. If I'm taking relationship advice from someone that's been divorced 5 times, that's not a good idea to take advice from them. But hey, you guys do that a lot.
Yeah. So many people actually do that, and many people actually find ways to go around it. But we're talking again from our own experience when it comes to that. And one of the things that I want to emphasize on 100% is what you just said. Like, who are you around? You take a relationship advice from. And again, if you think about it, there were situations that you were around people who were talking bad about being in a relationship. I was one of them. I'm guilty. You're so guilty.
100%.
I'm more guilty than you, right? So there are people who are telling us how to. Oh my gosh, men are bad. My God, Mariam, if you are with a man, act like you're stupid and dumb because he's gonna give you responsibility. I'm like, how can I even make my spouse think I'm stupid? Like, how is this even a normal way of thinking? It doesn't make any sense. 0 sense to me, right? So definitely it plays a big part who you take relationship advice from. There is no way I'm gonna talk about relationship if I know how Alex and I, we are making sure that our relationship are so solid, and we know how much of it is actually helping a lot of people, because we help people as we go, and we help people with something we apply in our relationship. That's how we can actually help people with it.
Yeah, and one thing I'll add to that too, Miriam, is if you are around people that have bad intentions, it is more dangerous than someone that's clearly hating on you. Like, it's very clear that they're hating on you.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you don't actually know what's happening. But I encourage you to look at where people's intentions are coming from. And you can tell by the way they're communicating with you, right?
Right.
If they're bashing other people and bringing other people down, bringing you down, and saying everyone is bad, and saying like generalities, like general statements.
Yes.
Like, if they're saying stuff like this, what are their actual intentions? I always ask that. What's someone's actual intention? Like, do they actually want to get better? Do they actually want to help? Or are they trying to like cover something up, right? Are they trying to hide something? Like, I want to really look into that. And I encourage you to do the same thing. That's what else I would add, because that is going to determine what your future looks like point number 1 says.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of reasons why your future is going to be sculpted, and people are the main thing.
Absolutely, 100%. And this is something, if you are in a relationship or you're married, look at the people who you are hanging out with and who are talking to you about what kind of relationship advice are you taking. Like, think about it. Who is really feeding you these ideas? I don't have right now in my life anyone who's trying to feed me some ideas about Alex or how I should be thinking, or I should be behaving, or I should be acting stupid around Alex. That was literally a legitimate. Someone was serious when she was talking to me about this.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "You have to be stupid in front of your husband, so he will not give you all the responsibility." So if I know this is my intention from the beginning, of course my husband will not take any responsibility, because you attract what you think, and that's scary to even think about. So you have to be very
100%.
intentional about it.
Yeah, you have to be very intentional about it. And we've actually done, I believe we've done a video on here, but we've definitely done it for our mentorship and accountability group of talking about intentions.
Let's go.
With that being said, let's go to point number 2. Point number 2 is upgrading your network so you can upgrade your net worth. This is something that we've learned from a billionaire, Grant Cardone, right? And I really started taking this seriously. I really started investing heavily into my network, right? I need to be around the right people, so I need to go to the right places. Where I was looking is places where people weren't really serious in their growth. And I was wondering why things weren't working out. Well, I didn't understand that I really need to be around the right people, the right thinkers. I used to think $1 million was a lot of money. But when I started getting into rooms where they're talking about $50 million a year, like it's, nothing. Okay, $50 million a year in revenue every year, like it's nothing. That changes your mind. Right. And it's not enough for me to say this to you right now. You have to be in the rooms, which is exactly why we're having a 2-day event in Dubai, by the way. And we're having a 2-day 10X Super Life event as Grant Cardone licensees. Last time there was over a couple of hundred people. This time there's going to be over 500 people at this event. And we want to make sure that you're there because this is a place where the right people are.
Absolutely.
Right. And if you're interested, go to clearandconquer.com/Dubai, clearandconquer.com/Dubai. Just wanted to throw that out there because we want you to be in the right rooms. But upgrading your network is only going to happen when you get into the right places, right? Like you actually upgrade your network. If you keep on hanging around with the same people from high school, I highly doubt those people are as motivated as you are if you're watching this video, or maybe they are, I don't know. But I know for me personally, I had to change the way my circle looked. Again, this is hard to even confront for a lot of people, but I'm going to say it because it needs to be said. And if you want to get to that extra level, you're going to have to upgrade your network. And it doesn't mean that anything's wrong with anybody. It's just that you have to get around the right thinkers and the right doers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And this is the thing that, Alex, some people, they get to ask me, how did you meet the billionaire? How did you meet Elena? And by the way, like for example, one of the most exclusive things I did with a billionaire, which is Grant Cardone, was going to Cabo San Lucas in Mexico and being part of their private mastermind, right? Now, many people told me, how did you do that? I paid to get access. Now, many people say, oh my God, why do I have to pay to get access? Why do I have to do that, Mariam? It's a ridiculous amount of money. Those people want to rip you off. Wallah, Habibi, I'm going to tell you what my dad tells me whenever I invest something with Cardone. He's like, Wallah, Cardone doesn't want your 10K. Cardone, my baby, that she doesn't go good from the guy that he's still adding value to you guys when he doesn't have to add any more value to you guys. So here is the thing. You need to upgrade these experiences to get something bigger in your life. You cannot, again, how can you get access to a billionaire? I think I heard Harmozy talk about this last time. He said, okay, when someone say, oh my God, how can I have lunch with a billionaire? And Harmozy's answer was, well, you can add value to them. You need to add value to the billionaire, do something, pay for something for the billionaire to sit with you. Mm-hmm. Many people just want to go ahead and randomly think all those people are available for them. Some people say, Mariam, when you come back to Dubai, I'm going to go out with you for a coffee. Who told you I'm going to go out with you for a coffee? What's going on? Right? I don't expect Cardone to go out with me for a coffee. Well, Cardone is the free, he goes around like this. No, again, because when you know some information and you can help a lot of people, it's going to be so hard to get access to you. Not because people are cocky or full of themselves, because the game is bigger now. The game is bigger and the access becomes more challenging. Not because the people at the top are cocky or full of themselves, right? It's just because this is how the game is played. And again, for me and Alex, and this is something we love in our relationship, we always invest to be in the right room. Doesn't matter how much. We don't ask, how much is it? Oh no, I'm sorry, I cannot attend because it's so high. No, we don't say that. We don't say the price is so high for the value we're going to get from someone who is ahead of us maybe by 30, 40 years. Like when we have access to Cardone right now because we pay some money, he gave us information that it will take us maybe decades to get to them. So why don't we go ahead and learn it from someone who already has it? So yes, we upgrade to get to, what was it? We upgrade to what?
Upgrade your network to upgrade your net worth.
Thank you. So you upgrade your network to upgrade your what?
Net worth.
Net worth to upgrade. Sorry, what was it again?
I'll say upgrade your network so you can upgrade your net worth.
Thank you. That was a mouth twister. So and many again, it depends on
That's
how.
my fault.
No, that's okay. And so that's why you get to do something bigger in your life because you are around the right people. You cannot be. By the way, you go hang out with your broke friends. You want to be rich, of course. You want to have this idea. And then you go to your friends. Wait, Habibti, finish all your debt first. Finish your car debt. How big you think you're going to be thinking when you are around people who are not helping you? We happily pay for access. Happily pay for access. Go ahead.
Yeah, and one thing that I learned at GrowthCon when we went to GrowthCon is a story from Robert Herjavec, which, by the way, is worth about, I'd have to look it up, don't quote me, but it's like 300 million, 200 million. It's definitely over $100 million is his net worth. And really, really early on, he was like really excited about going to this conference. He's like, hey, guys, to his friends, right? His high school friends. Let's go to this conference. And then they were like, yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. Let's do it. That sounds like a great idea. And when that time actually came to make the commitment, guess who the only person was that went? Robert Herjavec. And the reason I tell you this story is because people try to pull their friends along and they try to force their family and friends to come along. And really, sometimes that will happen. But you can't make anybody do anything. That's the thing. And you really have to think about yourself because when you become better, your family and friends will become better too.
100%.
So as long as they're still interested in you at that point, right? Because I hate to say it, but some of them are going to hate on you, right? They're going to hate on you. You're going to start having success and you put in all that work and time and energy and they're actually going to start hating on you. Yeah. I'm not saying that always happens, okay? But I am going to say if you get to that level of success, you're going to get hate one way or another. And in order to upgrade your net worth and really help everybody around you, that's what this is about. If you really, really care about the people around you and you really want to help them, then you have to upgrade your network to upgrade your net worth.
I love that. I love that. What's number 3?
Number three is people will be the thing that changes your life, okay? It's either going to be for the good or the bad, right? And this was a really hard thing for me to confront personally, like earlier on, which is looking at if this person in front of me is actually helping me or pulling me backwards. Now, I need to know that information. It doesn't mean that I need to like disconnect from them. Let me put that disclaimer out there. You do not need to do that, okay? But I will say you need to be aware of it, right? You need to be aware of who's really helping you and who isn't. And this is not an in-between thing. You can't be like, well, I mean, they've done all these things for me and start justifying all the things that they're doing to destroy your success.
That's crazy.
Right? And this happens, right? Maybe you've experienced it before. You wanted to go do something amazing and someone's like, what do you need to do all those things for anyways? Why do you have those kinds of dreams? Yeah. You know that most people don't make it onto TV, Steve Harvey. In fact, Steve Harvey, you have a lisp is what he was told. Right. You have a speech problem is what he was told by, I believe, his teacher. Right? His teacher told him that because she asked what he wanted to be when he grew up. And he's like, I want to be on TV. And she's like, you can't even talk straight. Okay, so people around you are going to hate on you is my point. And they are either going to help you or they are not. What do you have to say?
100%. 100%. And by the way, guys, if you can do this activity, okay? The activity is for you to go ahead and see who is adding right now in present time, like right now, as in today, June 1st, who in your life, in the people who you are in interaction with daily, weekly, monthly, maybe every quarter, those people who are the ones who are actually lifting you up and who's trying to pull you down. And don't say, Wallah, Mariam, I don't know who's trying to pull you down. I'm going to tell you, know them by their action. And I always say this, you do not need more than one sign. People want to harm you by something they say or something they do. You don't need more than one sign. When you look at relationships in general, you notice that certain relationships, were destroyed because of something that the person noticed at the very beginning of the relationship, but they refused to look at, like, to actually look at it objectively, look at it as it is. They didn't look at it as it is, right? And this is the thing that destroyed the relationship. So in our life, Alex and I, we know who is, an asset, and we know who's a liability. We know who is the one who wanting to help, and vice versa. Because every time we help someone helps us, we want to help them back. We don't just take. Some people, all what they do is take, and take some more, and they don't give. And then you have, this is how you make criminals. You keep just giving them things, and you don't say, oh, you don't have to do this. Like, for example, you hire someone, and you just give them money, they don't give you anything out. It's a criminal act. It's a criminal act. You are not actually doing something useful for that person. So I like it, but the beautiful is when it's a flow of give and take, give and take, give and take. I add value to you, add value to me, and it's not like a transaction, by the way. It is genuinely wanting to give that person success, and that person will give you success, and so on and so forth. In our relationship, I give him, he gives me. I support me, support me, not because, you know what, you supported me 1%, you better give it back, huh? It's not like that. It is actually a genuine way of caring for someone, and because you are together, you are brighter and stronger. And this is what happens when you are around the right people. So I want you to go ahead and make some kind of an analysis for your life right now. Who are you with, and why are you with them?
Yeah, 100%. And going to what Miriam just said, it's not a 50-50 thing. It's giving 100% and giving 100%.
Absolutely.
Because if it was 50-50, there'd be like a line in the middle, and that's going to drive you crazy, because you're going to think that everything has to be like perfect and even. But if you actually genuinely give it your 100% in your relationship's going to grow. But if you only give it your 50%, you're going to get 50% results. It's that simple, right? So like literally knowing who's around you, like if there's people like really close to you that are hating on your dreams, it's only because they gave up on them themselves.
100%.
Right? They did a long time ago, because probably someone told them that their dreams were stupid or not possible, or, oh my gosh, Steve Harvey has a speech impediment. Look now he's everywhere. Steve Harvey,
100%.
Everybody knows who Steve Harvey is, but he was hated on hard by his own teacher.
Right.
And probably people close to him.
Yeah.
If you would ask him, I guarantee it. So that's going to happen. And you just need to know. You don't need more than one sign. You can look at things the way that they are and find out a lot of things really quickly. But the problem is people have their emotions get involved, and you get attached to your own emotions about someone else.
Right.
And what happens is you get attached like that, and you ignore the signs that are happening right in front of you.
Right.
Right? You ignore them, and you ignore them for a long time. So guess what happens for a long time? You get beat up, right? And you allow that to happen. Nobody else is allowing that to happen but you.
Right.
Okay? So just be clear and aware of these things. I'm not telling you guys just to like disconnect from family and disconnect from friends. That's not what I'm saying. Just become aware of it. Just straight up like look at it and confront it, which is going to be uncomfortable, by the way.
100%. 100%.
So going to number 4.
Let's go. Oh
Before
my
you
God.
say it,
this is crazy. This is crazy. I'm looking at it.
Number 4 is getting aligned with the right people. And by that, we mean, first of all, if you have a spouse or kids, that would be the first thing to get aligned with, because those are the people that you live with the most.
Right.
99.9% of the time, right? Your spouse and your kids, if you have one or the other, or a girlfriend and boyfriend, right? If you have those, you need to get aligned with them, because those are going to be the people that influence you the most. Mm-hmm. So you need to have them be influencing you the right way. If I'm going after my really big dreams, and I come home to Miriam, or vice versa, right? It doesn't have to be a man and a woman thing. I come home and Miriam's like, oh, why do you keep on working so much?
Yeah.
Why do you keep on why aren't you ever home? Don't you have enough time for me? Why are you out doing all these things? Or vice versa. I'm like to Miriam, like, wow, like, you know that you don't really have to work that much, right? You don't have to go and do all these things. Why are you on your phone so much? Oh my gosh. So if you keep on, having those types of conversations, what do you think is going to happen to your future success? It's going to get suppressed. It's going to get, there's going to be barriers in place. So instead, what Miriam and myself have done first, it's me and her first, right? On this aspect, is we got aligned.
Yes.
right away. And the reason why we did that is so we're on the same page with things. So we don't always have to ask questions about things.
No.
Like we hardly ever have to ask questions. The only time we do is when we're planning something for the future.
Absolutely. I love that.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, this is what makes this relationship successful. And here's the thing, maybe some of you guys don't know, I am an Arab. I'm from the United Arab Emirates, from Dubai. And my husband here, Alex, is from North Dakota in the United States. And we are from a total different world, total different cultures, total different, we grew up in total different religions as well. Different religions, let's not say total because there's a lot of common, right? But we made things happen for both of us, right? We made things happen for both of us, right? And this happened when we aligned from day one. I knew what Alex is and I knew who Maryam is. I know what Maryam wanted to do and what Alex wanted to do. That was very clear for both of us from day one. From day one, we knew for everything, like where are we gonna go with life, our financial situation, our dreams and ambitions, and the thing we figured this out in 24 hours. And then like, you know what? And we're drinking our very special Spanish latte.
Yeah.
At the Scots, right?
Yeah.
And we made a plan. Done. Commit first, figure the rest out later. Right? I mean, later, oh my God, the things we had to figure out later. But we committed first because we were aligned. The foundation was right. The foundation was clean. The foundation was transparent. The foundation was right. And every time Alex and I, we get into like maybe a problem means two counter intentions, we go ahead and we talk about it. What happened? Why are we in the situation? What happened? Like every time our tone level goes down, we're a little bit sad or not fulfilled with whatever. We're like, okay, what happened? What's going on here? What's going on with Maryam and Alex, right? And we figured it out because that was something we already spoke about before. We're not going to allow anything or anyone to get in between. That's why you notice like everybody around us, the families, the friends, they're supportive. Those who are not supportive, it's whether they left my life themselves or I asked them to leave. Because again, you're the one who determined. This is again in relationships like this or in business. You determine. If they're not allowed, they can go, no problem. As my dad would say, God may make them happy in a way. You know, I know, no grudges, no sadness, no, hard feelings. God may make you happy and away from me. You don't have to be around.
100%. I love that saying, by the way.
Yeah,
that's a really good saying. Like, because again, we're not saying like there's things wrong with these people or whatever, right? That's not what we're saying at all. But going back to what we were saying, Maryam and myself, like what Maryam was saying too, is we got aligned first, and then you can get aligned with other people, such as employees that you have, or business partnerships, or friendships too, right? Those things all come second to your family, like your really core family, right?
Absolutely.
You want to get aligned because it really is going to influence your decisions.
Yeah.
Right? It really is. So you have to confront that. No matter how long you've been married, by the way, maybe you've been married for 25, 40 years, whatever, you have to confront it. And it's not going to be easy, especially if things have been that way for a long time. Right? So you have to do it though. Otherwise it's going to just keep on staying the same way. And maybe you don't like the way it is.
Wow.
So with that being said, going to number 5 is what we were talking a little bit about earlier, which is being in the right rooms.
Yeah.
Right? Being in the right rooms. This has been like a very powerful thing that both of us have really, really done. Like Maryam said, she went to Cabo with a few billionaires. Actually, there's more than one.
4.
There. Yeah, 4 billionaires.
In the boat.
And there's only 2,640 billionaires right now to this day right here, which is June 1st, 2023. Right? There's 2,640 billionaires. So that's a small circle. And Maryam was with 4 of them, right? All at the same time on a yacht with about 50 total people, I think.
Yes. No, it was 25 business owners.
25.
Cardona and Elena and Ryan, and then 4 other billionaires.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, exactly. So those types of things are so much more powerful. And I really highly recommend that all of you do this, right? This has been a very successful action of mine. It always works. It always expands my mind. It always creates more income for myself and my family and the people around me. It always expands the business. Like it always does all of that. It expands the relationships. That's where you want to meet people. This is what today is about. If you want to meet the right people, you have to be in the right places, Like, stop staying in your own lane like you were told to. I was told to not meet strangers. Well, that's a problem if I want to go expand, right? I'm sure a lot of people were told don't meet strangers. Well, that should have been more specific. Like, don't meet people in very dangerous places that are strangers, of course. Right. But if I'm at a networking event, I have to go meet some strangers.
100%.
Right. So my point is you need to be in the right rooms. And we're doing an event this October in Dubai, in the city of the future, a beautiful city. And it's going to be about a lot of things. Relationships is one of them. Okay. We're going to show you guys how to 10x relationships. And talking about people in relationships, there's going to be hundreds of people in the room that you can go and meet.
Yeah.
Right. And we want you to do that because, again, you need to be around the right people. You need to be in the right rooms. You need to rub elbows with people that are doing really big things, creating millions and millions of dollars of revenue in their company, et cetera, et cetera.
Absolutely.
Right. So if you want to do that, go to clearandconquer.com/Dubai. I want to throw that out there right now so you guys don't miss it. It's clearandconquer.com/Dubai. And hey, I know that you need to be in the room. I'm going to be in the room. Miriam's going to be in the room, but so do you.
Yeah. So with that being said, be in the right room because this is what change your life. In fact, Grant told me this one time, you're always one event away from changing your life. You're always one event away. I don't know which one. Maybe you've been to many of them. Maybe this is it. Maybe the one in October is the real deal. You know, again, and when you go to these events, you don't have to meet all 500 people. Who you want to meet? I was talking to a client today who is, who's going to be coming and bringing his friends. And I'm like, when you go there, what is your intention? When you have your intention right, why you want to go to the 10X event in Dubai? And I'd be like, you know what? Because I want to meet so and so and so, and I have a few questions, which is perfect. Maybe this is the value of you investing in that event and being there with the right people, right? So being in the right rooms this is the thing that got me and Alex with the right people, being in the right environment, being around the people who you want to be like, or they have something you want, and this is what you want to aspire to be. So again, being in the right room, I cannot even emphasize the importance of it. I know how much it changes because we were in the right room. We met. When did I meet Alex? I met Alex on December 2020, right? It was a private mastermind by Grant Cardone. There were 23 people there with Grant, and Alex was one of them. Alex was on the front row. I came later. I was on the third row, right? And that was the first time we met. And then we met again at GrowthCon. We both were front row. And then again, we met at the 10X exit. We met at the 10X real estate event. We met at the 10X boot camp where you went front row. You went to Cardone's house. And we kept on meeting. And then he came to the event I ran in Dubai. And then 4 months later, we were engaged. How crazy. How did that happen? Not because Allah, oh my God, I am so lucky. I'm not lucky. I paid to get lucky. Wallah. So I found Alex because I was in the right room. He found me because he invested to be in the right room. And when the mind is right and when the spirit is right, you see the magic happen.
100%. 100%. That's where the magic happens. I was actually going to say the same thing. That's where we met, which is funny, right? So for those of you that are single, this is a little bonus feature of this episode, number 51. If you want to meet the one, you want to look in the right places as well,
100%.
right? Like if you're single, if you're with someone, then my advice is to get aligned with them, right?
Absolutely.
Like especially if you want to go do bigger things and maybe they don't yet, or vice versa, or maybe both of you do, get aligned no matter what. That's
100%.
a really core aspect that Miriam and myself have learned. But to point number 5, being in the right rooms has really changed our life. Hence this, right? Hence this right here. And meeting the right people. Right? It really helps you expand your mind, like really opens up opportunities and doors that you never knew were there.
Absolutely.
And coming to Dubai also does that in the first place, right? If you guys aren't living in Dubai, we highly recommend that you come to our event there because just that alone is going to be expansive for you. But the event specifically is going to be really an event where people are very serious about their growth and opportunities and more relationships, connections, creating more income, like it goes on. And we want to make sure that you're in the room. So if you want to join, go to clearandconquer.com/Dubai. And not necessarily if you want, for those of you that are joining, go to clearandconquer.com/Dubai. And we appreciate you guys joining here today.
Thank you.
I don't know if you have anything else to add.
I just want to say thank you, guys, and just go ahead and make the right decisions. Today is June 1st. We're literally half the year to the end of this year.
Yeah.
So make the right decisions. Do something today that is different than the past 5 months. Maybe registering for this event, maybe rewatching this, maybe doing something different with your life. Nothing will change by staying where you are, hoping and praying for the future. Hoping and praying is great, but it needs to be backed with action.
That's right. That's right. Thank you guys for joining. Be great. Go clear and conquer your life.
Let's go conquer.
Let's
Bye.
go. See you later, everybody.
Bye-bye, guys.
Be great.